Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we're going to take a look, read through, and review the latest developer feedback column, which is actually a double month combination here for August and September. So we're going to start at the top, we'll read through, give you our thoughts and feedback, and we'll continue on. And of course, we'd love to know what you guys think as we touch on each one. Okay, starting with number one. Suggestion 1. When there is a shortage of gathering units now, they will still be prioritized for gathering, often resulting in depleted resources. The gathering will prioritize sending gathering units, hoping that even when there are not enough gathering units, other types can be automatically dispatched to gather resources. Dev response. In the next update, we will improve the recommendations for deploying gathering legions. You can now choose to prioritize transport units, which will recommend transport units, or prioritize your load capacity, which will recommend a legion with the highest possible load capacity. This to me seems like a nice quality of life update, so can't really be, I don't want to say mad at it, but we'll have to see how it looks once we get in game. But if it's something where when you're sending out gathering units or units that are going to resources, if the priority will be that seems to be a win for me. Suggestion number 2, increase the drop rate of warning arrows from dark spirits and the drop rate of alliances on dark fortresses. So the warning arrows, right, are, I believe those are the ones for the watchtower. Honestly, I'm really on board for this. It is very difficult to gather those arrows specifically in game. And I can tell you from my experience, as someone who just buys daily packs and just does the monthly re-ups, it's a lot. Like literally, once I hit Castle 25, and in order to get to your academy to level up that to 25, one of the prerequisites is to have your watchtower at 25. And I've already had to spend pretty much all the gems I was saving up to get to the next VIP level, which I think is around almost 80 or 85,000 so far. And I'm still only at Watchtower 23. So I got 2 more levels to go to. And that is the amount of gems I'm probably, however many I'll have to spend for that. It's probably going to be like 20 and 30,000 or give or take, right? It could even be more. So yeah, increasing the rate for this, totally on board for. With Dark Fortresses, I haven't done enough Dark Forts to, because for me, it's just a matter of time, really. So even though I'm not as privy to this one, if it's really something that people feel, I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments down below if again, you guys are really thinking this is something that could increase as far as the rate of those. And I wonder if the person is suggesting this is saying the general amount of fortresses that are near or around our alliances, or if they're talking about the amount of fortresses that will respawn or refresh once fortresses are cleared, and is that happening at a pretty quick pace within or around alliances. And bear in mind, forts are kind of spread out throughout. So I guess I'm curious. It would have been nice if there was a little more clarification on that point. But here we go. We received your feedback and we'll further discuss whether to distribute them through more fun events in the future. Suggestion 3. When the hero's trust level reaches level 10, we can get better rewards. Thank you for the suggestion. We will consider giving appropriate rewards when the hero's trust level reaches 10. Now, I don't have any heroes that have reached 10. I think mine are, highest is 8, give or take, for a couple of them, and then the rest I have at almost 7, something like that. And obviously that's since I started my account on 65 since then. And that's just been, like I said, buying the dailies and then re-upping on the monthly. So I'd be curious, what are the gifts for 9 and 10? Or are they specifically talking about the gifts every time you go through a dialogue with one of the heroes, the reoccurring gifts? And if that's the case, I'm curious what those would be. And then again, what's an example of what? Because typically, if you're going to give a suggestion and you're going to ask for better rewards, it's typically good to outline what the current rewards are and then what are the kind of rewards that you're looking for. Because just saying we need to get better rewards, that could be anything. You could just double the current rewards you get. You could add on one thing and it's better, right? So being specific in your suggestion is very important. Then we get to suggestion 4. Can we hide war pets? Dev response. We are not considering this for now. We hope everyone continues to get familiar. Excuse me, man, they're just coming out hard today. Apologies. Get familiar with their pets and provide us with more feedback. I'm really curious. What do they mean? Hide the war pets when they're out in the field so people can't see what war pets you're using? Do they mean hide war pets internally so you can do something with that within your pet sanctum? I guess I'm just really curious on what direction are they going with that, because again, that just isn't clear to me at face value. So maybe it is to some others, and if so, let me know in the comments. Number 5. Hope to add new factions as soon as possible. Dev response, new factions are in the early planning stage. In the meantime, let us know which faction you like the most. I think this is kind of a subtle hint that we just kind of have an idea that the dwarf faction probably will be a thing, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously, more until we maybe get an official confirmation. Wink, wink. Suggestion 6, add a union chat system. I'm really shocked that they included this here, because they already talked about this in a previous dead feedback column. So part of me now is wondering, I mean, unless they're doing it as more of a friendly reminder, right? Then part of me wonders who's selecting these suggestions. And I'm curious, I would actually love to know on which suggestions are actually getting chosen for the dev column. Are they suggestions that have 100 plus upvotes from the suggestions channel, or something else, right? That would be nice to know. However, union chat system, like we've talked about before, because they've already mentioned this, that it's going to be added in a future update, will be nice once it finally arrives. Suggestion 7. In a state of war frenzy, you cannot battle wild monsters. Dev response. Thank you for your feedback. We are not considering this as a battle logic, as battle logic is a complex system, and it could potentially affect other aspects of the game. So, I think the idea is because when you're in war frenzy, you do have increased stats, so people don't want to, abuse it. Where, let's say, for example, you do war frenzy with a nearby city, right? And then all of a sudden you don't attack anyone, but you're in that frenzy state. You could abuse that when going out and attacking in PvE. So this to me makes perfect sense on why you wouldn't include something like that. Suggestion 8. We are not able to attack enemy forces at the beginning of a new season, with troops being blocked by the enemy forces during marches. In the next update, modifications were made to the ceasefire effect in the early season event, the Great Revival. The time period in which players cannot attack others' legions and buildings has been increased. Also, legions cannot intercept other legions while ceasefire is active. The response is curious because the question doesn't really seem to imply one thing or the other. It's kind of a broad, vague blanket statement. Now, maybe we can infer one way or the other, but it's not incredibly clear, just not clear at all, right? The suggestion could have said, right, we'd love to attack people early on, but we're not able to attack forces because, right, or forces beginning of season, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, not to say blah, blah, blah. Oh gosh, too much Hotel Transylvania. The idea being is that it'd be nice if the sentence or the sentences were more clear on are you for it or not, and then leading into the explanation. Now, suggestion 9. The S2 story quests are unreasonable, where after exploring the fog, it becomes impossible to complete the quest. Many of us have already explored all the fog. The fog expedition restrictions, now the expedition scout between regions is no longer restricted. Yeah, this just kind of goes into that, where they explain that how the fog works now is it's not going off Augerstone. You just have to clear all the Zone 1 fog, then you can get to Zone 2, then you got to clear all the Zone 2 fog, and then you can go to Zone 3 and clear all the Zone 3, right? So you have to kind of do it in order. Suggestion 10. We need an elite challenge. We need a challenge for the Avatar frame in Season 2. Elite challenges will be introduced in the next update, right? So that's kind of cool to know. Which I think is why I already separated in the Elite Behemoth kind of world record spreadsheet that I have for Season 1 and Season 2, because some people were already mentioning that to me. Suggestion 11. The clone effect of the new artifact Oath of Stormpeak forces heroes to disengage from battles. It's currently too cumbersome to use. We'll discuss this internally with our battle mechanics team and look for possible optimization solutions. So I'm curious if this means, because I haven't seen it used yet, so I'm curious if this means that both of the legions or any legions that are currently engaged on the unit, on the legion that uses it, does it automatically disengage, where the units will like just basically kind of like stand still, if you're if you tell your unit, if you click your unit on the home button, like you select a legion and they're walking back to the city, but then you select the unit or the legion and then you click the home icon or the other icon that basically makes them stop and just stand there until you do something else with them. Is that kind of what it's doing? However, it obviously seems as though that's not the way it should interact. So hopefully they'll end up fixing that. right? One of the reasons why I think it's always good to kind of test things in beta or a beta type environment before you release it. And I say that not to say that that's always going to be 100% guarantee of eliminating any potential bugs, but hopefully it could catch some of those before they come. Then we get to number 12. Hang on, I'm almost done. Yeah, sweetie. She'll be here in a few minutes. I know, she'll be here in a few minutes. Number 12, reduce the number of pet main quests. There are too many tasks, rewards are not good enough, and it easily blocks other types of main quests. Thank you for your suggestion. We will reduce the number of tasks related to pet catching in the future update. So, to me, this is pretty simple. I'm actually for doing this one of two ways. Either spread them out on the main quest, but make them smaller, so they're not immediate, right? But you're spreading them out amongst. So if let's say there's 1,000 main quests. Maybe you put the first one at 100, and it's only 5. Then you put the next one at 200, and then maybe it's 10 pets you have to capture. Otherwise, really what might be a better thing is just put them in the side quest category. Then there you go, problem solved. Number 13, increase the variety of items in the War Merit Shop. Thank you for your suggestion. There will be more items for war pets. So they've already added something actually in the War Merit Shop. I think someone was showing me it was like a skill, or it was the regeneration scrolls. So, which again, I mean, again, I'm okay with, right? If it's something that's going to cost merits and you want to add things there that are only going to cost merits in the War Merit Shop, totally fine with that. Suggestion 14. Suggest that Alliance towers not connected to Alliance fortresses should disappear over time or not self-heal after being attacked. We are not considering this suggestion as it would put the defending side at a disadvantage and affect Alliance battles. I mean, my view, where they're coming from is more of, well, what happens if that Alliance reconnects their flags, right? Or they've built all these flags up, right? If you're building it, you should equally take time to destroy it. So I understand the logic there. If that's where they're going to stand on that and it's consistent, I'm okay with that. However, if the system was different, right, then, maybe this suggestion would have a little more merit to it. But I'm okay with the way it currently stands. Suggestion 15. When demolishing another alliance's building structure, we should gain experience. We're closely monitoring the experience distribution. After each season reset, we will internally discuss whether to make adjustments based on Lord's feedback. This is something we've talked about already, and I think they might have mentioned it in one of the previous dev columns as well, if I recall. However, I am for this, right? This is something where I would love to see people who build be able to get experience from building, specifically when it comes to engineering heroes. Very similar to heroes that have gathering talents, where there's talents on those where only gathering heroes get experience from gathering. Same thing, if you have a hero that's engineering, you should get experience for going out and doing engineering if you have an engineering talent tree on that hero. I am all for this. I love the idea. I think we should expand more on this so we can have kind of almost more role type heroes, or at least one area of heroes can be a role type based one, similar to gathering and engineering. So I like the idea of that. I think it's a very creative approach for CoD, and hopefully they'll add this on to where engineering heroes who go out and build and destroy structures can gain experience specifically for those heroes. All right. That's it for the dev feedback here for August and September. Nothing really, I would say, that they announced in this one that we kind of didn't already know. Maybe the only one that we got a little bit more of some actual information on was number 5 and then number 1. I think those are probably the ones that we kind of got the most amount of information. So with that in mind, we'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.